Hey everyone, it's me Cynthia. I want to thank you for stopping by my channel today. In my last video, I promised that I would do a follow-up and briefly talk about managing your MS during the winter months, so here it is. Like so much about this disease, researchers have no idea why some people feel the effects of their disease more in the winter than in the summer months. I'm one of those people that, for me, the summer months are worse because the extreme heat, especially humid heat, seems to make my fatigue kick in. So these winter months, they're nice for me. I'm here in Pflugerville, Texas, where today, currently, let me check. I believe it's maybe 60 degrees outside today, which on January 9th, it's 55 degrees. So January 9th, 55 degrees, I'll take that. I moved here from Germantown, Maryland, which today I think it is in the 40s, 44, I think I saw. And that's okay too for me. Like I do well in like 45 degrees, that's fine. I put on a light jacket, I can go for a walk. To me, that's not cold. For other people, I know that would be a problem. And some of the symptoms that people have will worsen in the winter months. For example, the spasticity, which is those muscle spasms that we get that we can't control. For some people, that's going to be worse in the winter months, not so much for me. So what are some of the tips that we can use to manage our disease during the winter months? Well, one thing that researchers are saying is that we need to keep our vitamin D levels kind of normal. And for whatever reason, people with MS and I don't even think it's really people with MS. I think it's hard to maintain vitamin D levels even if you don't have MS. But in the winter months, when the sun doesn't shine as much because we get vitamin D from the sun, that could have an effect on our vitamin D level. And for some people, some people with MS, when our vitamin D levels are low, then it causes our symptoms to worsen. In fact, researchers are now taking a look at the link between low vitamin D levels and people actually being stricken with MS. So, whenever possible, when the sun is shining, get outside and soak up that sun because that's going to help with your vitamin D levels. And if you can't get it from the sun, then you should perhaps be on a supplement. My neurologist does have me on a vitamin D supplement. That's the only thing, that and CBD oil, which I decided on my own to start taking. Those are the only two things that I ingest other than a healthy diet to help me battle MS. So check with your neurologist. They usually, when I go once a year, my vitamin D levels are checked. And if it's too low, then they'll suggest an increase in the dosage of the vitamin D. Some of us also experience, in extreme cold temperatures, painful fingers and toes. And that is happening because for some reason our capillaries are overreacting to the cold and constrict to the point where some people, your fingers and toes may turn blue and it becomes painful. So of course the way to remedy that would be to make sure that if you're going to go out in the cold, that you have gloves on, that you have proper foot gear, socks or whatever, so that you can stay warm and be able to avoid the capillaries overreacting and that pain that will come as a result of that. And then just very common sense, like be prepared for the cold outdoors if you're going to go out. But on the inside, make sure that you keep a comfortable temperature for you inside. For me, I like it cooler. So my thermostat is set at about 68, 70 all year round. And then if it's too hot outside, I have the ceiling fan, so I'll have them going sometimes, and if I need to reduce that temperature even more, because I happen to do better in the cooler temperatures, so that's good for me. And then just don't overdo it. Don't, and when I say don't overdo it, I mean don't, when you're cold outside, the tendency might be, oh, I want a hot shower, or I want a hot bath. If you go to the extreme, then that might make your symptoms worse from the other perspective. So it's really just finding that delicate balance that you need to manage your disease successfully. And just take care of yourself and maybe warm from the inside. For example, I'm having coffee. It's morning time. I'm having coffee. Not that I need it because it's not so cold outside. It's just something that I do in the mornings. It's coffee. I like comfort food when it is dreary and cold outside. So comfort food, a nice soup, a good chili, a veggie chili, whatever your comfort food is, your warming comfort food, whatever makes you comfortable during the winter months. Do what makes you comfortable and what helps you manage your disease, because it affects us all differently. So managing it for each of us is going to be a little bit different. Just find what works for you and stick to that. So with that, I want to thank you once again for stopping by, and I hope this information is helpful. If you have any questions or comments, if you leave me a question, I will respond to it. I try to be very quick with my responses, but if there's a topic that you might have a question about that I haven't spoken on, please send me a question or comment. As I've mentioned before, or maybe you don't know, I've been living with this disease for more than 20 years, so I'm doing some things that are working, I think, because I'm not on any medication to manage the disease. I'm not recommending that for anybody because we're all different. I made the choice not to take medications to modify the disease because for me, the medications were making it worse. So with that, I want to thank you again for stopping by, and I will see you soon. Bye.